Should I do that too?
If you want. I mean, it's right here.
Is jazz hands like on the out?
I watched, by the way, movie recommendation.
Oh, yeah? Are we doing movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got this new – this might be kind of long. How much time we got? I got this new app on my phone.
Okay.
It's called Letterboxd. Letterboxd.
Letterboxd?
Well, I don't think it's Letterboxd. And what it is it's a –
B-O-X-D.
D.
Okay.
It's a way to keep track of the movies you watch throughout the year and recommend stuff, and there's a list and stuff. Total movie nerd thing. Anyway, so I've been kind of that's what I've been doing lately.
How do you
in the
find
evenings.
these apps?
Guy on Twitter I know. He's like, hey.
Oh, just by following people? Okay.
Social, Kevin.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, we should.
To market your stuff through social.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Not right now?
Yeah.
Well, finish your story
first. So a movie that I watched last night, Pixar's new movie called Soul.
I watched it.
It's good, isn't it?
It is.
It's different than you think it would be.
But
like we're not going to do spoilers right now. But isn't it different?
Definitely, yeah. It's a different thing, but it's got I feel a soulful meaning.
Absolutely amazing message right there. Soulful meaning, right?
Yeah. Make sure that you take time to notice the beauty around you, right?
Exactly.
That's the gist of it, in my opinion. So,
yeah. You got one?
I got a question for you.
Hit me.
You use WordPress quite a bit, right?
About 90% of the websites that we do.
Okay, so what are some of the 3 to 5 things that you recommend and have across all the websites that you guys do? I mean, are there certain modules, plugins, things that you use?
Great question.
Maybe on the security side, maybe on the backup side, all that kind of stuff, right?
So I just posted a blog post on Tuesday of this week. I don't know when you guys are watching this, but anyway, you could look through the blog about 7 mistakes to avoid in WordPress.
To avoid.
I'm going to do a positive spin on that.
Okay.
I don't.
This is a positive show.
I don't mind. Yeah, isn't it? We're talking about soul. Does he soul?
We got the feng shui going.
Yeah, exactly. Guy? Well, he's taking a nap. He wasn't feeling too well.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't get that much sun. He's down here all the time in this
That's why he's orange?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. First of all, one of the things I will say that I talk most to clients about are the things that I think should be standard procedural things for any person putting together a WordPress website. Although this stuff isn't obvious.
So you're just telling them these are the standard things that we do for you as a client, but this is what the industry standard should be doing.
It.
Yes.
And I feel honestly that WordPress is a great platform, but one of the problems with WordPress is it's technically an open source,
which has got its advantages.
It's free, which is cool. And it's community built basically. But the thing is I feel like they should guide people hey, almost like a wizard, if you will, like the paperclip guy.
Well, that's going way back.
I know.
The Word guy, the paperclip guy. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
We gotta have a little paperclip.
We should have him dancing right here. Yeah. But I feel like they should lead you down a path. Are you sure you don't have this? Are you sure you want this?
A checklist, going through. Okay, you've set up your initial WordPress site. Now go back through, and you know what? You don't have this done, or this done,
exactly.
or this done, or this
done.
Okay.
So the things I always tell clients, and almost always when somebody comes to us and asks us about helping us with their WordPress website, they have a person who built their WordPress website, and they just kind of disappeared.
Right.
And then they're like, well, our website's – something's wrong with it. And I'm like, oh, dear. So I'm like, can I have the login credentials? And by the way, people are almost overly open about giving you their WordPress credentials, by the way. Almost always.
Yeah,
like,
you're a very trusted –
you don't even know me.
You're a very trusted
okay.
guy. You got a face like a saint.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I almost always log in and I just do a basic check. I'm not trying to be the guy who's the elitist WordPress guy who, is trying to tell you the right way to do it. But there literally is just some things that I think you should definitely have.
Yeah.
Number one.
Okay.
Is a security plugin.
Security plugin.
WordPress security.
That's kind of like antivirus. So if I could, I'll compare this to the IT side, right?
Please do.
Because it's very, very similar.
It is very similar.
We have a standard that all of our clients that are utilizing the same type of antivirus solution, just like you're doing on the website.
Yep.
So you're securing it.
Yep. They all use the same thing. Exactly.
Go ahead.
So, and the reason for that is because I always equate this to, and this is, if somebody correct me if I'm wrong. This is kind of my own thing. I've never read this anywhere, but this is kind of how I equate things. The reason WordPress gets so many viruses and so many hacking attempts is because there's just so much. There's so many WordPress websites out there. They're like a third of all websites on the planet are WordPress websites. That's a lot of
That's
WordPress
a big
websites.
planet.
It's a big planet, Kevin.
Yeah.
It's a big world we're in here. So we look at the Macintosh and the Windows world.
Yeah.
The main reason that people hack into Windows machines versus Macintosh machines isn't because OS X is some sort of magical operating system that is impenetrable by people. It's just a numbers game. Yeah. If you're a hacker, there's literally, it's like, I don't know what the market share is from Mac to PC, but there's hardly any Macs out there when it comes to
business
market
side of
share.
stuff.
Business side of stuff. Well, even personal, frankly.
Yeah.
Most people aren't, they just, I mean, Macs are too expensive, and this isn't, people are going to, anyway.
You use a Mac.
No.
You used to use
I used
Mac.
to, yeah. Anyway, so it's like that with WordPress versus other
You're going to get all the Mac haters.
Yeah, I know, exactly. That's why I cut it short. So there's just so many more WordPress websites out there than other websites. It's just
it's a volume
It's a
thing.
numbers game. It's like, hey, Bob, if we're gonna, it's always Bob and Margaret.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bob and Margaret.
They're just sitting in a room.
So after security, what else? I mean, that's one.
Let me
right?
talk about the security just for one more second. So one of the cool things about the security plugin is it is every day.
Okay.
Like 20 people or more will try to break into your WordPress website. Trust me. Even the smallest website.
Yeah,
the bigger websites are even
bigger
worse.
than that on why they're doing it, but
Yeah.
let's not get there.
And so the cool thing about the WordPress plugin I use, and I'll post I'll put a link in the notes there in the description
for the plugin that you use?
the plugin
Gotcha.
for all the plugins I'm going to talk about. It screens for people trying to guess passwords on your website, hack into your website. It does regular security scans. It prevents all kinds of hacking.
So to me, it's almost like the antivirus side because the traditional antivirus is going to basically go up to a server and basically check for definitions of viruses and known threats and all that kind of stuff.
Very much the same.
Right.
It's just it's a web software based solution versus a local solution.
Okay.
Secondly, number 2 or B is a backup solution.
Okay, just like computers.
Just like computers. So something happens to your WordPress website. Let's say a plugin breaks something, which happens, trust me. Plugin breaks something. WordPress itself breaks something. Something goes haywire. You have 2 plugins that are not talking well together. Something happens. Let's say, unfortunately, somebody does break into your website. It's certainly nice to have a fresh backup of your website.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you can, I always tell people I can get your website back up in like 15 minutes. I can just wipe it and bring it back up in 15 minutes, right?
Yep.
So we use a hosting platform that does backups however often we need to.
Right.
The bigger clients we have, we back up every evening.
Yeah.
We can back them up every minute if we needed to, but I don't think anybody's really at that level from a website perspective, at least that we handle.
Right.
So website backups.
Yeah, they're not a big e-commerce type websites.
No. So so you got security, you got backups.
And 3?
The 3
C?
is
3C?
a 3C is
3CPO.
3CPO, Kevin.
Okay.
Is update your plugins every week.
Every week?
Every week. I do it every week.
Is there an auto update? Or?
No. Well, so with WordPress itself, there is an auto update.
You still got to check it because there's an auto update for computers too. But you know how that rolls.
Absolutely.
Right.
So we actually have a dashboard, and I can put the link to the dashboard in the notes below.
Not our dashboard.
No. But what it is. What's it called?
What it isn't.
What it isn't.
Gotcha.
So the dashboard literally shows us every website and shows us every update that's needed.
That's cool.
Like this website has 10 updates.
And then you can update it from there?
So that's 3. You can update it from there. It's not perfect, so sometimes things won't update from the dashboard. So you got to go into the website itself and update it.
They're computers.
Yeah. So that's the 3 things I would say are Absolutely.
So 1A.
It's a test.
1A.
1A.
Security.
2B.
2B.
Or not 2B.
Back up.
Back up. Exactly.
3C. 3C.
3C.
3CPO.
PO.
Updates. Awesome.
That's literally it.
Well, and that coincides so well to the computer side of things. You got to keep your stuff updated. You got to secure it. You better back it up because it's not if.
It's not if, it's literally when something happens. I mean, I've been managing some websites for 8+ years now, and they've been great. And then all of a sudden last week something happens on the website. Just like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Awesome topic.
Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so. Please comment on the bottom if you have any other
If you have any horror stories.
Or stories.
Horror stories. Horrible stories. Yeah. Or horrible stories of like something that's happened to you with the website. Or if you want to comment.
Topics.
Topics.
Like us.
Subscribe to us.
We'll see you next time.
Have a good day, guys.